play well enough to keep that job?
Well, it's always that when preparation meets opportunity, and you never know when that opportunity is going to come. So to see a young man that's prepared day in and day out, and maybe didn't get those opportunities, and then when he did, I thought he, you know, it met the expectations, because again, we see that in practice, but to be able to see game reality, that's him, and making sure that your mindset. We talk about mindset all the time, that, maybe when you're a backup, what's your mindset? Is your mindset ready to, when the time comes, you can go in the game and be able to execute? And, even at the end of practice today, we talk about the mindset. When we put you on the field, what are you thinking? You thinking, man, I need more reps, or man, it's just not fair. And if we put guys on the field with that type of mindset, we're not going to be successful on Saturdays. So every young man in that locker room, 123 of them, got to have that mindset that when my opportunity or my number is called, I got to be ready to play football. And when does that start? That starts on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Friday, getting ready for that game on Saturday.
Doug, I know on Saturday you touched on the red zone missed opportunities after evaluating the state. Anything stand out about it? I know they have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, we played a very good team, a ranked team. We were able to, sustain drives, which we want to sustain. So, the finish part is what we got to get better at. We didn't finish those drives where we were moving the ball, and, we didn't have turnovers, which was great. We're limited in the penalties that we have, but touchdowns is what you need in this league. And even, our stress of this week is execute and finish. And if we do those things, we'll be able to find success.
I think I could ask any coach this, but when you're in the red zone and that field shrinks a little bit, it's not depth, it's more width, I guess. Does that change anything?
We practice red zone each and every day, and we compete in our red zone against our defense. It's very competitive. Red zone defenses change because the field's not as long, so it's just about execution. And, we feel we'll put a plan together. I feel we had a good plan, but it's a game of inches. If we, the pass to Max Tomczak in the corner, game of inches. Mitch is getting hit, floats the ball out there, and, gives a receiver a chance. And, we didn't get under it. We're probably a foot off, inches off of it. Even hitting, Bryce Oliver in the back of the end zone. It's a game of inches, and the timing of it, all that is, that's where you got to work in practice. So when you go into a game, you're going to execute those plays.
You talk a lot about, growth and being better every day. Did you see that on Saturday from an offensive standpoint, with obviously more explosive plays and more balance on offense? Did you see the growth that you want to see on that?
Probably, what do you envision your offense? We've been talking about it since spring. You envision, we know what 8 can do. We know what 1 can do in our run game. I've been letting you know that I think we got pretty good receivers, and what 26 can do and what 3 can do and what 0 can do, our tight ends. And being able to spread the ball out the way we were able to, I think that makes it harder to defend. It makes it maybe a little bit easier for Jaleel McLaughlin to run the football. So, probably for the first time we see what our vision was for what our offense should look like. And we got to continue to grow, continue to get better. And we got to have everyone in that room ready to play and ready for their opportunity to go in there and run it.
Same question I asked Marcus. Gavin Spruce started 4 games. Cade Chambers started last week. Just preparing for those, and what similarities and differences are there?
They've played a lot of quarterbacks. They've played 3 quarterbacks in a game. Just they all have different ability, what they can offer their offense. They're going to base everything on that defense and playing solid defense, taking care of the football, running the football. And so they've played, Gavin, they've played, Cade even before the switch. So, for us, you got to be prepared to stop the run regardless of who's at quarterback. And, they're finding a quarterback first and foremost that's going to take care of the football and try to get them first downs and be able to get the ball to number 8. I mean, he's first Dante. He was a first team all Missouri Valley. You know, he had an injury, I think, a year and a half ago and came back from that injury, had a great year last year. And, you know, I mean, he's a talent. You can throw 50-50 balls. He'll go up and catch it. So I think he's, in the top 2 in this league at wide receiver. I really do believe that.
Doug, is this just another game on the schedule for you with 2 weeks left?
It's not. There's not just another game. You know, in the Missouri Valley, every week I talk to our kids about pressure, because with pressure, that we have pressure because of the expectations that we put on ourselves to win games. And you got to thrive under that pressure. And to know that, we're home game, going on the road, winning at home in the Missouri Valley, you have to win at home, because it's so hard to win on the road. It can be done, but you just dig yourself a little deeper when you don't take care of those games when you're at home in the comforts of your own stadium. So for us, there's every week, there's a lot of season left. You're going to see a lot of changes in the standings. And for us, it's one game at a time. And, I really focus on the day. And today we went out. It was a very competitive physical practice, which I was excited to see. We had to put things behind us, and, it's going to be a physical, hard-fought game on Saturday. We learned that last year just going to their place where they kind of smacked us in the mouth. So, we understand what it's going to take to get a victory here in the Ice Castle.
I think this is their first trip here since 2018.
Yeah, I was looking 2017, it might have been 2018. You're right. Yes. And we haven't had much success against Indiana State. I think 1 win in the last 4 times we played them. And that was back in 2017. So,
Just the mood of the team. I mean, loss is a loss.
Yeah.
24-hour rule.
Yep.
You said you were happy with what you saw today.
Regardless, what's funny about football, I'd feel the same way if we had a win. I mean, you got to let the win go. If you don't let the win go, guess what? You're going to come back. Last year we beat Missouri State, went to Indiana State, got smacked in the mouth. Win, lose, you got to press restart. You got to study the film on Sunday, and guess what? It's next game. And if you're living in your laurels or you're feeling sorry for yourself after a loss, guess what? It's going to haunt you the next Saturday. So when we talk about that mindset as a head football coach, that's the number one thing we do all week long, is making sure we get 123 players ready to play football on Saturday afternoon at 2:00.